The Pixel 10 series has leaked again, and this time, it's giving us a pretty good look at what Google has planned. Thanks to well-known leaker Evan Blass, we now have what appear to be official marketing renders of the upcoming Pixel 10 Pro, Pixel 10 Pro XL, Pixel Watch 4, and the new Pixel Buds Pro 2, and one thing stands out above everything else: Google seems to be completely in love with the color gray. Almost every device in these new images is dressed in a shade Google is calling Moonstone. It's a soft, light gray tone that might just be the signature color for this year's Pixel lineup. From the phones to the watch and earbuds, Google seems to be making Moonstone the star of its color palette in 2025. Even the Pixel Buds Pro 2 are going along with this theme. Their gray color might technically be called sterling, but when placed next to the Pixel 10 devices, it fits right in with the whole look. The only exception to this all-gray showcase is one version of the Pixel Watch 4 that comes with a slimmer band in a different color, but even that watch is also shown with another Moonstone-colored band, so the gray vibe still dominates. It's interesting to note what's missing from this leak. There's no sign of the standard Pixel 10 or the rumored Pixel 10 Pro Fold. These models aren't shown in these latest renders. But don't worry, we've already seen the foldable version in Moonstone Gray in earlier leaks. As for the regular Pixel 10, it's possible that it will come in brighter, more playful colors like we've seen with past base models. That might give people who prefer a splash of color something to look forward to. What makes these renders even more believable is the source. Evan Blass has a long track record of leaking accurate images before official launches, so there's a high chance that these are the real deal. And with the Pixel 10 series expected to launch on August 20th, it won't be long before we find out for sure. While the color of the phones is getting all the attention, the real upgrades this year may be happening under the hood. The Pixel 10 series is expected to be powered by Google's new Tensor G5 chipsets. This could be a big turning point for Google. These chips are rumored to be fully designed in-house by Google and built using TSMC's advanced 3nm manufacturing process. If this turns out to be true, it means Google will be joining Apple and Samsung in building its own high-end silicon. That's a major step for the company. Custom chips often lead to better performance, longer battery life, and more control over the software experience. In the past, Pixel phones have struggled to match the performance of iPhones or Galaxy flagships. But with Tensor G5, that could change if the chip lives up to the hype. However, we'll have to wait for the phones to launch before jumping to conclusions. It's one thing to have a fancy new chip. It's another to see real-world performance that can compete with the iPhone 17 series or the Galaxy S25. As for the design, Google is playing it safe. Gray is not exactly a bold choice, but let's be honest, Apple and Samsung are doing the same thing. Their premium flagships also come in muted, neutral colors. There seems to be a trend among smartphone makers to avoid bright, fun colors when it comes to high-end models. Maybe they think it makes the phones look more professional or elegant. Still, a lot of people would love to see Pro models in more interesting colors. A pop of red, blue, or green wouldn't hurt. Until that happens, many of us will just keep using colorful phone cases to add some personality to our devices. Personally, I'll be sticking with my mustard yellow case for now. At the end of the day, the Pixel 10 series looks like it's going to offer solid improvements, even if the designs feel a bit familiar. The real test will be how the new Tensor G5 chip performs and whether the software experience continues to improve. If Google can get those two things right, the Pixel 10 series might finally become a true competitor to Apple and Samsung in the flagship space. The Pixel 10 launch is expected on August 20th, so stay tuned for more updates as we get closer to the big reveal. Until then, let us know, what do you think of Google's new gray era? Do you like the Moonstone look, or are you hoping for something a bit more colorful?